The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my own personal merch store, the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. I have hats, I have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, water bottles, notebooks, you name it, I've got it. The description and the link for that will be in the description of this episode. Also, right now, if you use the promo code WELCOME, I will give you 5% off of your first purchase. That's the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link, Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans, as it is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to a very special episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is our Thanksgiving-themed roundtable today. You know us in the later parts of the year. We love our roundtables, and I love Thanksgiving. It is one of my favorite holidays. I have a panel of guests here today that we are going to talk all things Thanksgiving. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. So, Rusty, why don't we start with you?
Hi, my name is Rusty Bliss. I'm an airline pilot here in Cleveland, Ohio. I also coach high school and travel softball. When I'm not hanging out with my 3 kids and helping them get through their life daily. But stay pretty busy, and here we are. Go Browns. Big win today. Sorry.
It's all right, man.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Man.
You're on with a lot of Pittsburgh fans. I'm just going to let you know that right
And
now.
we'll segue to your next guy.
Yeah.
There he is.
We'll go to you next then, JJ.
Oh, man. James J.J. Phillips, Austintown, Ohio. Avid Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Disappointed about today. But, 3 kids, work at quality inspector at ex-Lloyd company, you know. Yeah, I'm just depressed today. I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's always tomorrow.
We'll try to lift you up with the Thanksgiving stuff today. But Brandon, let's go to you.
Brandon.
Brandon.
I didn't catch the D. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right. Good to see you all. I, too, am a Steeler fan, so I'm hurting a little bit today, too. My pride is hurt. But I'm a CEO, founder of an organization called Open Dives. It's a consultant-based program that implements trainings and workshops and leadership development and diversity education. We do that work with businesses, organizations, school districts. But I'm originally from Sharon, Pennsylvania.
All right. And last, as you'll find out why there was a little confusion, Brennan, let's go to you.
My name is Brennan Seacrest. I'm a wide receiver currently at West Liberty University studying business management. And this is my second time on the show. And I'm just glad that today, whenever Miles Garrett picked up that helmet, he didn't do anything with it. All right.
He returned it gently.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Glad to see that.
Man, it was good. Yeah, glad not to see a repeat of that. That was, but
Classic.
all right. All right. So this is going to be a fun show with 3 Pittsburgh fans and a Browns fan on here.
Oh, are you taking yourself out of the loop? What are you?
I'm a Buccaneers fan by choice. I just grew up by Pittsburgh. That's why I root for the Steelers.
Oh, man.
And they lost today, too. My Bucks lost today, too.
Nice
you're the
out,
only
nice
one in the
out,
winner's circle
Mike,
today,
nice
Russ.
out.
All right. So, all right, Brennan.
Well, here we can go do this. How many Buckeyes fans we got?
Not here.
No, not here.
Are you
Go
kidding
blue.
me?
Away.
Oh,
Go blue. Go blue.
Go blue.
I'm
Yes,
outnumbered,
sir.
but I'll tell
Yes,
you
sir.
what. That's right. Hey, cheaters be cheaters. We'll see what comes out Saturday.
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I agree with that one. I'll give you that one, man. Oh my.
All right. So, Brennan, let's start with you here on this first question. What is your typical Thanksgiving day like for you?
Ooh, I would say usually depending on the weather, I would say it's right around the opening week of gun season. And being from Fallsview, West Virginia, it's kind of it's always nice to get out and hunt a little bit, do a little bit of deer hunting. So I would say usually going out for the first week of gun season with my family, and then it kind of transitions to getting everybody together between my cousins and stuff, and having a nice little dinner. But other than that, not really crazy with that kind of stuff. It's just kind of go and spend time with family, just get to be home from school and everything, get everybody together. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, us Fallsview guys love that hunting season for sure. That's I keep forgetting we're from the same hometown. Like I keep forgetting that, Brennan. Like I don't know why that I forget that. Yeah, we're from the same area. But Brandon, what about you? What's the typical Thanksgiving day like for you?
Kind of jumps around a little bit. Sometimes I go to my parents' house, or sometimes my lady and I will go to her family's house. Kind of depends. This year, sometimes my dad's birthday falls on Thanksgiving this year, so we're going to be hosting it at our house for the first time. My parents are going to come up to Erie, and just good food. Watch some games. We always watch the football games, and stick around and drink a few beverages, and of course I don't go to work on that Friday, so that's how that usually works out.
All right, Rusty, what about you?
All right, well, Thanksgiving for me is it's ebbed and flowed the last 6 years. So I went through kind of a real deep divorce that I really didn't call for, but until then it was a lot of family, the usual traditional stuff. But nowadays, it's, sometimes the kids will be with me, sometimes they won't. Usually it's just me. And if you followed my social media, Meatball, my dog, is my ride or die. I will hang out. We get our pressed casserole, or not casserole, tenderloin. We do all the fixings, and we just lay low, hang out, watch football, relax. Some family and friends may stop by, but I got to go right back to work the next day, flying country. So it's a day for me to kind of decompress anymore and put stuff around me, and it's my alone time, and then we get right back on Friday and Saturday, and we're right back up in the air doing our thing. So
yep, I definitely understand that. I've worked in retail for the past 11 years. I don't know when the last time I've had a Black Friday off, and I can't tell you how long. So, yeah. JJ, what about you?
Usually it typically involves starving yourself for the first half of the day because you're technically not allowed to eat until Thanksgiving dinner is done. So you're basically starving yourself from the morning till it's time to eat, when it's supposed to be at 1 o'clock, but it really doesn't end up being till like 5. And just being with family, watching some bad football games, couple drinks, and just relaxing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always say, Thanksgiving for me, it's about the 3 F's: food, family, football. That's pretty much the extent of it for me. But it's definitely a time to decompress and everything like that for me too as well, like Rusty was saying, because I know, like I said, I've worked in retail for 11 years as well as being a comedian, and it never fails. Like I'm like, all right, I just ate. Now I got to go sleep for a couple hours because I got to be at work at midnight for the Black Friday stuff. Like it was just.
I know that gets crazy. I know you got stories about that.
Oh, I do. Yeah, Black Friday, especially when I was in wireless sales selling cell phones. That was the worst Black Friday. Like I dreaded that day. Like it's like, oh, Thanksgiving's coming. That means crap.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Yeah.
now it's not so
People-
bad. Now I've been in it long enough. I can get a decent schedule.
People get crazy, man.
Yeah, you have no idea. But JJ, let's stay with you here, though. Since you're starving yourself all day, what is the best Thanksgiving food? But you can only pick one thing.
Main dish or side?
Whatever you want. What best Thanksgiving food? That's we'll just
macaroni and cheese. It's not even close. Mac and cheese. I can eat that by itself. Homemade mac and cheese. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely.
And then you get the yams, and when they mix together, oh man, it's just great.
All right, Brandon. What about you?
Yeah, my dad always makes homemade collard greens, so I love collard greens. It's like one of my favorite sides. And of course, I'm a yam guy, and I like when it's all mixed up and everything. So I'm here for all that. Of course, we all love. We don't all love turkey, but turkey is. I enjoy it. I enjoy the nice turkey too.
All right, Rusty. What about you?
Hey, I'll tell you what. My grandmother used to make the greatest homemade stuffing, and the running joke with the cousins was, it was the nastiest looking thing that you could see on Thanksgiving. But I'll tell you what, it was the greatest thing, the best part of the meal on Thanksgiving. Of course, the turkey, without being said, but the stuffing, grandma's stuffing, it had, that was homemade. That was family. It was part of it, and it was really special. But that, and the yams, the sweet potatoes, mix all that stuff in there, and it just makes it, there's a common bond here with the sweet potatoes. Obviously, that's the that's the thing. But that's the whole Thanksgiving dinner together. But grandma's stuffing, whether nastiest looking thing, man, it tasted so good.
All right,
and miss that stuff.
Yeah, Brennan. What about you?
I'd probably have to piggyback off of Rusty here. I would say that the stuffing, I mean, I'm sure everybody makes it a different way, but the stuffing's really good. And if I had to pick something that's probably a little bit not non-traditional, I'm not saying green beans are non-traditional, but the spin that comes across my plate, or goes on my plate whenever it comes Thanksgiving time, the Parmesan green beans. I might have to go with Parmesan green beans, even though stuffing's up there. Parmesan green beans that's a go-to.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. I'll tell you mine though, and this actually just came about 8 years ago when I met my wife. She makes these things called death potatoes, is what she calls them. Oh my Lord, I can make a meal out of just those. It is diced hash browns, can of cream of chicken, shredded cheese. Cream cheese, and then you crush up laced potatoes in butter and put that on top of it. Heart attack on a plate. But
you had me at laced potatoes, chips, and butter.
Yeah,
we had that. We had stuff like that. The cousins would call it holiday potatoes, and they'd put bacon. They crumble up bacon on it and in it, and it was the best. One thing, let me steal this real quick and reverse back to grandma's stuff. One of the things that I'm going to get yelled at from my cousin over here if I don't mention grandma's cheese puffs. She used to make these things where she'd cut up the French bread in small little cubes and dip it in this cream cheese type of batter that she had, and we would freeze them like weeks in advance. And then you throw them in the oven and cook them up, bake them up, and they were these cheese puffs. Dude, that was the precursor to what was going to be the awesome dinner. And it's like this simple bread and this cheese mixed up stuff, but man, you throw that in the oven, it comes out, and it was these square cheese puffs. Oh my God, it was the best. It was the best. And we still make them today. We carry on grandma's recipe, and we still do them up today. It's awesome. It is awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, you had me at cheese. I'm a big cheese guy, so I'm not. So JJ, let's go back to you on this one. What's the ideal Thanksgiving Day weather?
Cool, no snow, and just I'll probably say about 45, 50 degrees. What I like. Sunny. That's not my ideal day.
That's not bad. That's a good day right there. Brandon, what about you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say about 50 degrees for me as well. I like it when, it's like that nice fall weather. You look outside, it's sunny, but it has a little chill in the air. You still see all the fall colors and everything like that. I love all that. I'm a big fall guy. I even said I'm on the Halloween episode. I'm a big fall guy, just in general. So, and of course, good beverages just to set the tone.
Absolutely. Rusty, what about you with our resident pilot? I imagine it's going to be good weather, right?
Well, the weather Thanksgiving, we get into the crappy part of the year as far as weather goes, but you and I have spoken before. I like that stuff. That's the part where people, thank God I don't fly people anymore. It's just all boxes, but I don't mind the bad weather. But for Thanksgiving, we still get together and now we'll go on turf instead of in the mud at the high school, but we throw our turkey bowl together and get a game going in the morning. So 50s is good. At that point of the day, in the morning, get a little bit of snow, maybe, because we're our good game going on. But now it's on turf, so it's not as fun in the mud, which is actually makes it easier for us later on in the day. We don't have to get as cleaned up. But the 50s is great if it's snowing a little bit, but which looks like we're going to be pretty good, well off this week in Cleveland. But 50s is nice, 40s okay. Turkey bowl weather's good. Give you a chance to get a power nap in and then go devour some food in the afternoon.
Absolutely. Brennan, what about you?
I don't mean to take away from, I don't know, maybe this is just me. I pray that everybody stays safe and all, but whenever you get that nice, like, weather that keeps you in, you know what I mean? Like that snow in and everything, like that's always nice, but that's like more of a Christmas thing. Sorry to stay cliche, but I'm going to join everybody in saying that nice little sunny 50, 45 degree day, nice and calm. That's always the best.
Yeah, can't go wrong. I'm a big fall guy myself. I'm actually mad at myself that my schedule wouldn't allow me, Brandon, to do the Halloween show and the fall show with y'all because it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm a big fall guy. You get me anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees in that low high 40s to 60. Beautiful. That's my stuff right there. Alrighty, so. What has been, and Brennan, we're going to stay with you. What has been your one Thanksgiving that has been different than any other year? What made it so different?
Well, I started off the show by saying that usually hunting is definitely one of the things that we kind of cherish, and it's always nice whenever you get to have a Thanksgiving dinner and you've already kind of filled your deer tag, and it's kind of a savory feeling, but I would probably say there's been one, and it doesn't stick out. I don't know. To me, that's kind of a tough question. It doesn't stick out that much, but there was one year that my family and I, we had all filled our deer tags, so that was nice at dinner. It's like it feels a little bit complete. So that's probably one, but nothing crazy stands out. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I want to hear you guys.
All right, Rusty, let's go to you.
All right. Well, I have a family that grew up in Jersey. I just spent a lot of my summers growing up, spending the summers at the Jersey Shore. Before that became cliche, but the craziest Thanksgiving I ever had was kind of being there at the shore for Thanksgiving, driving over with my cousin just on a whim. We met our other cousins up and we went there. No turkey for this Thanksgiving. Anybody want to guess what we had for dinner? Lobster.
I was going to say, bigger on the shore.
Lobster for Thanksgiving dinner. It a blast. It was so non-traditional, but it was fun. It was great to get away, and you have that culture shock at the beach, and it's cold, and you're like, oh my god, but we're eating lobster for Thanksgiving. It was awesome. We had all the other sides, no turkey, just lobster. It was great. Cool. It was a nice change up, man. What can I say?
Yeah. That's definitely a nice change of pace there.
Right?
Brandon, what about you?
I'm just a creature of nostalgia. So like I always just thinking about like everybody that, I know this sound mundane, but like I just think about all my family that we used to get together all the time. Even like my grandparents, God rest their souls, who aren't here no more. I just think about like those Thanksgivings that, you were a kid, were carefree. Not one specific Thanksgiving sticks out, but just the memories of the old Thanksgivings were always the best.
Absolutely. JJ, round us out with this question.
I'll have to say years ago, I participated in a turkey bowl with coworkers, and I didn't realize how serious they were taking this game. People were out there getting clothes, getting just slammed. I mean, I was like, I had to take myself out the game. I was like, man, I can't afford to get hurt. Like, this is crazy. Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was my first and last turkey bowl.
Yeah, that's, I would say for me on this question, mine was a turkey bowl one. A bunch of buddies of mine, we all played high school ball together, growing up and everything like that together. And they're like, let's get a turkey bowl going. And at first they were like, all right, nobody wants to get hurt for Thanksgiving. It starts out like, oh, we're just going to play like some two-hand touch. We're not going to get anybody hurt. Then it was like, all right, we're going in two-hand hard push. And then it was just full on, full contact. Like, it was just, I remember going home and like limping into my dining room. My mom and dad being like, what happened to you? It was like turkey bowl got a little crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. Like,
touch football.
Yeah,
it was
just like,
it was
man,
touch.
it got crazy quick.
I got touched.
I got touched a lot.
I got touched.
Yeah, right. JJ, what about you on this one? What do you think is it easier or harder to host Thanksgiving at your home?
Oh, it's way harder because you got to clean up everything. I mean, I'll much rather go somewhere else because you got to clean up everybody eats and leaves, and then you get stuck with the mess, man. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon, what about you? Easier or harder?
There are elements of, you have to prepare for everything. Like, Thursday, like I said, we're hosting this one at my place. So, we're trying to get everything situated, making sure everybody knows what they're bringing. You know what I mean? So just kind of going through that whole planning process. You could probably miss me with all that shit. I don't really like that. But, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So I'm still gonna have a good time. We're still gonna have fun. But yeah, all this planning, I'm not really all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that, man.
Rusty, what about you? Easier or harder?
Yeah, I echo. It is harder to host. We only hosted really once at our place, but then doing the stuff at my grandmother's, it was cool because everybody helped her with it. So it was a team effort. And that was one of the things that kind of made it cool with our family. But hosting it on your own is a lot of work. And hosting anything on your own at your house is a lot of work. Like they said, but you got to clean everything up. You got to, I've got kids running around. I got, the dogs, everything else. Okay, time out. We got people, put your shit away. And, help out, and we get it all set up. At the same time, though, the one time we did host at the house, it was fun. I mean, it's a lot of work, but when you're done, it's like, man, whew, that wasn't too bad. But then it takes you a week to get everything back to normal. So, but not too bad.
All right, Brennan, what about you? I mean, I imagine you haven't hosted too many things, but, it's...
Oh, no, but at the same time, I mean...
It's coming.
Yeah, between going to my families and everything like that, I can tell you one thing. It's definitely a lot... I mean, like you guys said, it's kind of crazy whenever you got to do all the cleaning up and stuff. But the one thing you got to agree on is, like, having it your way, not to sound like a control freak, but having everything... There's a lot of aspects that you probably don't like whenever you go to the families or you're going to the in-laws or anything like that. That you're like, you know what, I deal with all this stuff if I get to do everything my way. I think that's definitely the benefit of hosting it and having it at your place. It's your way, however you want it.
I'll tell you this though, my wife and I do get the short end of the stick on this one, in that my sister-in-law hosts every year because she has a house big enough to fit all of us and everything like that. However, my sister-in-law doesn't cook, so my wife and I end up going over there super early and doing all the damn cooking. And at that point, after dinner, I'm sitting on the couch, and then she's looking around like, all right, it's time to clean up. I was like, no, it's time for you to clean up. I did all the cooking. You get your butt in the kitchen and clean up.
That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's kind of the best you get the best of both worlds. But yeah, it's just like, I want to get up. I want to watch a little of the morning football games and that. And it's like, nah, gotta go over here and frickin' start cooking. That's all right. Let's do that. But yeah, it's got to get the best of both worlds on that one for sure. We talked about this a little bit, Brennan, but let's get with you. What are your thoughts on going out Thanksgiving night early for Black Friday sales?
Ooh. I would say honestly, it's not what it used to be by any means. It's not. I think a lot of stores are trying to stay away from that. A, because of COVID. B, because in the past few years. B, because I think it's a lot of safety, a lot of liability with people, how crazy things get nowadays. But I think back in the day it was definitely worth it. But a lot of every company, they got a scheme. Everybody's trying to make money, so it's kind of tough. You don't get the same deals. It feels like. And now with Amazon and everything online, I mean, they have the following Cyber Monday. I feel like you're almost idiotic if you don't just do it from the comfort of your home and find deals that are very, very similar to those Black Friday deals where you would have to go out and, I mean, as crazy as it is, fight all these lines and deal with all these crazy people. And I think honestly, it would be worth it back in the day, but now, like today's day and age, I say you're crazy to do so. You might as well just stay home.
Yeah, I'll echo that a little bit because, I mean, at least down here in the Zanesville, Philo area where I'm at, is all the stores have been doing their Black Friday sales all month long. Like, they have it's not like a day anymore. It's just like the entire month of November is Black Friday shopping. But, Rusty, what about you? I mean, you think it's crazy people going out shopping?
No, I'd rather they stay home and order it online because then it's end up on my airplane. We're going to be flying it all over. So, buy online. But we used to do that a lot. And like the other fellow said, it was, that used to be the thing back in the day, and it was fun. But like you just said, Mike, everybody's doing it so early, and traditionally, the 3 weeks leading up to Christmas are what we call in our industry the peak week, our peak part of the year. So it's our heaviest time of the year. It's not as crazy as it used to be because people are smart. They're getting stuff ordered so much earlier. I don't think you see the Black Friday other than people that want to just go out and do it to say they went out and did it. Some people have made it a tradition to go. I know my former in-laws made it a tradition on Thanksgiving. We're going to write down where we're going to go. Here. I'm like, what are you guys going into war? You're drawing up all these attack plans for these stores the next day. And they're dead on it, man. And they're getting up. I'm like, wait, where are you going at 5 a.m? Why? And then you pull up and there's Walmart. It looked like it's legit, but it looked like bootleg freaking TV sales out of the back of a semi truck the way that they would do it half the time. Mm-hmm. But it had its day, I think. I don't think it's that crazy anymore. People want their stuff and they don't, some will go out and get it. I'm a big buy local guy. So if there's stuff I want to get for somebody that's going to be at a local place, yeah, I'll hit them up either on Friday, but you sure as hell know come Monday, they're going to have the same thing on sale again for the same price. So if you wait through the weekend and, unless you really want to get that one thing that they think might sell out. But yeah, people are doing things so much earlier now and far ahead that there's not that much of a rush anymore. But it's more, there are traditionalists though that will go out on Black Friday and we're going out on Black Friday. I go, okay, great. What are you going to get done at 5, 6 in the morning, come home, take a nap, and then do what? So I got to fly in the morning that day anyway. So I'm just like waving at y'all as you're pulling in. Look at Walmart's packed. So
Brandon, what about you?
Honestly, I've never personally done the Black Friday experience. I've never been out there, never had the desire to. I think it's wild sometimes, just a wild thought. This is a wild thought. So I don't know. I like everybody else saying, it's different now. You got your Cyber Monday that follows, and you just go online, and that's my Black Friday shopping. And I ain't got to deal with no people. I deal with people enough in my job. Yeah. So I don't want to do all that stuff during the holidays because people are not. They're not too friendly, and I get a little like, I'm about to throw some bones. Well, I don't want to do all that.
No, absolutely. JJ, what about you?
Yeah, like everybody else was saying, I had the experience like years ago. It's not as much anymore. I do basically almost all my shopping online now. Don't want to deal with crazy people, packed parking lots, just all the hassle of all that. It wasn't a fun experience, and I'm never going back.
Yeah, I've been on the other end of that where I've had to work Black Friday and deal with the crazies. that come out,
Yeah.
you know, and one of them, I was working at a Verizon in the mall in Steubenville, Ohio, and it was like, it's Steubenville, Ohio. It's not going to be that crazy. Au contraire, it was
Yep.
the worst. It was the worst 10 hours of my life, and it was because I had to work from midnight to 10 a.m. And the worst, the other worst part about that is I was also part-time at a radio station, so I had to go there at like 7 o'clock at night, produce a Steelers game, go straight from there to like, it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But like y'all were saying, I mean, I think this is a good time to have a quick pause and a sponsor break. That my own personal coffee brand is up, Bono's Brew, and we are running our Black Friday sales early. That's right, we are those people that are doing it early too as well. I'm not waiting. I already have it up. If you go to bonosbrew.myshopify.com right now and use the promo code Black Friday, I'm giving you 15% off all of your coffee purchases from the store. That is going on until Cyber Monday. So that is going on now. Until then, I know the show is coming out on Thanksgiving. We're recording this on a Sunday, but still, it is. We started it early. Everybody go out and get you a fresh roasted cup of Bono's Brew. All right, so now that we're got that out of the way, now JJ, let me ask you about this one because I already know Rusty's answer to this question because we kind of hit on it a little bit earlier. Would you consider spending Thanksgiving on a beach resort in another country?
Oh man, I would love that. That would be great.
Hell yeah.
Man, I'll do that in a heartbeat. You wouldn't have to ask me twice. You can't scare me with a good time. Man. Like, yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Brandon, what about you?
Yeah, I think I would. Now like Christmas and things like that. I like to experience the season. I want it to be cold. I prefer snow. You know what I mean? But on Thanksgiving, I can deal with that. I could be on a beach somewhere and eat a couple of turkey legs. Sit on them.
Absolutely. Now, Rusty, I know it's not the Jersey Shore, but would you consider doing it in another country?
Of course I would. I mean, it's nice to mix it up. And then now that, like I said, we're doing pretty much just me and the kids doing our thing. But, like I said, Thanksgiving's kind of like my spooled out time, but I could do it anywhere. I mean, the job has been blessed enough to take me all over the world, but there's a few spots that I've been to before that I'm like, yeah, you know what? Right before the holidays, this would be a pretty cool place to just kick back and relax and throw my phone away, throw everything else away, tell people leave me alone unless I had my certain somebody with me. And, it would be pretty awesome. Heck yeah.
Absolutely. Brennan, what about you?
Yeah, pretty simple. I mean, I think Thanksgiving is one of those ones where you could definitely get away with that. Christmas and things like that, I don't know, it's tough. This is going to be the first year my family and I were going to go. We're just going to Florida to celebrate. I don't know. I don't think our goal is to celebrate the new year, but I think you got to get away at some point, just during the winter months. But no, I don't know. I think it is, as long as you can get the right people you want there. As long as you're able to take everybody you love, like your loved ones, your family, and stuff, and you're able to get away and do something like that, then I would say 100%. And now my family, we do kind of a smaller Thanksgiving, but it's definitely. My close cousins and stuff like that, my aunts and uncles. So, yeah, I would definitely do it. But like I said, if it meant that I didn't get to spend time with my family, then probably not.
Yeah, I'll echo that. And I know this would never happen for me coming from a very large Italian family. Like, I'd have to take out like a small loan just to be able to afford the trip alone because, just on my side of the family, the immediate side of the family, there's 16 of us.
Yeah, they're coming. Wow.
So, like,
Thinking it's harder. That's what you're doing.
So, yeah, we got a big family. That's just my side. That's not counting my wife's side or anything like that. You add another 10 or so on that side, too. It's like, yeah, we're going to stay here in lovely cold Ohio for now. I don't have the funds for that to be taking y'all everywhere. But I think, definitely I could go with the beach. Like y'all said, yeah, don't tempt me with a good time getting out of here for a little bit on Thanksgiving, though. if I could afford it. But Brennan, let's go with you. We've pretty much answered this a little bit now throughout the show, but do you watch football and or the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving?
I think back to the side of that, you know what I mean? That Brandon was saying, back to this nostalgia thing. I think it's always one of those things you wake up and you just expect it to be on. It's like, it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving without that type of thing. Same thing with football, but I mean, obviously, I'm way more in tune with football than I am the Macy's Day Parade. It's always cool to see it on in the background. It kind of makes everything, takes the setting and kind of sets the tone for the day. But now the football, definitely, you can't go wrong with that. Seeing all those NFC North teams play, and I don't know, it's just that's just the way it was growing up, and definitely in tune with that.
Absolutely. Rusty, what about you?
Football all day long. I mean, we're out in the morning. We'll do the turkey bowl. By the time we get back, the Macy's parade's over. We're rolling through the pregame of the first game day with the NFL, and vittles are getting cooked, and we're ready to go. You recover a turkey bowl because we ain't spring chickens anymore. And on for some of us, but we still, we have fun. But yeah, you just roll right into the football, and then whether you're alert and awake for all three games is one thing. It's been stay alert and awake and eat during the first game, sleep through the second game, get up and go, oh wait, there's a third game. We can get dessert and the leftovers now and go into the third game. But it's football all day long. That's the side effect to it. The real day, obviously, and I'm sure we'll get into it later, is the whole reason behind the Thanksgiving holiday. But football is the background. That's our background for the day here in the house is football.
Absolutely. Brandon, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like it's like a rite of passage. Even if I'm not watching it, you just need to have it on. It's just necessary to have the Macy's Day Parade on. And I don't even, like I said, just to hear it, it's just part of the process, part of the ritual. And then, football, obviously, my team, we never play on Thanksgiving, but you got to have the games on. That's just what it is. It's like a community. It's something to talk about. It's like a social gathering. You're just in that moment. So yeah, those things are definitely necessary.
JJ, round us out on this one.
No Macy's Day Parade, just all football day. That's it. Football. From the time it starts to the time it ends, football will be on.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've gotten. I used to be, at least check out the first half of the Macy's Day Parade, kind of like that traditional thing. My parents always had it on until it was football time, and then it was football growing up. But lately, I don't know what it is. I can't force myself to turn on that Macy's Day Parade anymore, and I don't know what happened with it. There was nothing that happened, but it was just it wasn't like somebody said something. I'm not that person that gets offended over a drop of a hat or anything like that. But still, it's just can't bring myself to turn. I see it scrolling through the TV, and it's I can't even force myself to push that OK button to put that to put it on. So yeah, it is. It's football all day for me too as well. All right, now this last question. One of these last two questions I'm kind of a little bit excited about here. But JJ, best dessert pie on Thanksgiving is?
Oh, cheesecake. Cheesecake.
Ooh, I never thought about having cheesecake on Thanksgiving. I love me some cheesecake.
Oh yeah,
it's
my favorite dessert, so it's a must.
All right, Brandon, what about you?
I'm a apple pie guy. I know a lot of people do the pumpkin stuff. I'm not a pumpkin pie type of guy either. But I can eat it. But if you give me a nice crisp apple pie, and I'm good to go.
All right, Rusty, what about
with some ice cream? With some fresh vanilla ice cream. That's
there you
go.
Wait a minute.
Need some ice.
Who's eating
fresh vanilla ice cream?
Who's eating apple pie without ice cream?
Ice cream.
Exactly. Let's get that out the way. I thought that.
I'll even put some chocolate syrup on it too. Just
there you go.
I get wild with my shit.
I would say it's a coin toss between pumpkin pie and pumpkin roll the way my mom used to make it. Pumpkin roll was the bomb. And of course, you got about 8 gallons of whipped cream, whatever you want to use, Cool Whip or Ready Whip or whatever. I'm a Cool Whip guy. But I'm down with pumpkin pie or pumpkin roll, and I'm good. And then I'm sleeping the rest of the night. I'm out.
100%. Brennan, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. There's always a pumpkin pie. It's more or less. I don't even know. I think we go with the Oreo pie. I know that's not really traditional, but I mean that's always. Yeah, I think it's just a basic. You know what I mean?
But a lot of whipped cream, regardless.
Yeah. You just toss it in the fridge, and you just kind of get that in a couple swipes. But I mean, the pumpkin pie is always there. But I think you just need that for a table decoration, even at the least. I mean, that's not even. You're going to have to eat it. It's got to be there.
It's there.
Yeah. So no, I would say probably like the Oreo pie or any of the extracurriculars that are laying around. Like you got your Buckeyes and your different peanut butter ball, whatever you want to call them, and you got your different like types of cookies or whatever everybody brings. But yeah, that's probably my take on it.
So I got to tell you, is that Oreo pie from Eaton Park in Falls in Weird?
No, you get that little. They got it on the shelves. They got the Oreo pie crust on the shelves, and then you just make it yourself. It's only like 4 ingredients. It's pretty simple. It's just you get that little pudding too, and you just toss some Oreos. Super simple, but definitely worth it. I would definitely advise you guys. They got it sitting on the shelf, so definitely check that out if you can.
I just know like that was always a thing. Like I can't find Oreo pie since I moved from West Virginia and Fallsbury, like anywhere.
Oh yeah, no, they got it.
That's just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But my favorite dessert is definitely peanut butter pie, and my wife makes a homemade peanut butter pie that is to die for. Like, yeah, pumpkin pie's there. I eat some of that too. But my wife's peanut butter pie is like it's to the point now. My brother-in-law, we have to make one specifically for him because he's going to sit there and house the whole pie himself. Like it's gotten to that point that it's that good for sure.
Yes.
All right. And last question here, Brennan. Let's stay with you. Do you eat Thanksgiving leftovers?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that Rusty already said it earlier in the show. That's something that happens same day. Like I almost it's like you can. But there's like there's like a fine line between seconds, and then you get after that like that middle window game that's on. Whatever that middle window before the night game starts, that's leftovers right there. It's already almost put away. You got the saran wrap over it. But even in the next few days, you got your turkey or whatever. So,
all right, yeah, absolutely, Rusty. I mean, we already know you're eating the leftovers.
Leftovers, game 3, and a couple days after, however long the turkey makes, you can't go wrong with a turkey sandwich. The side probably gone right away with the first round of leftovers, but if there's enough turkey lying around, hey, go after it. That's the key to turkey. It's just like the ham sandwiches on Christmas. So it's the same thing.
Absolutely. Brandon, what about you?
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%. Turkey sandwiches, whatever. I mean it till it's gone for the next however many days.
100%. JJ.
Oh, yeah, it's always leftovers for almost a dang near a week. Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner. So, yep, definitely yes to the leftovers.
Yeah, I will say on my wife's side of the family, they're not big on leftovers, so they always look at me knowing that I'm I'm not that big of a guy, but they call me the resident fat ass of the family because they don't know how I can consume so much food and still not be 700 pounds. Like they just ask me all the time, like, where does it go? I'm just like, it goes right to my ego. That's exactly
right in your leg.
It goes right to the ego. That's where it goes. But yeah, they're always like, hey, there's only like 3 more pieces of pie left or something like that. Mike, why don't you just kill those off? It's like, all right, give me it. Let's do this thing. I've already eaten 2 whole pies myself and like the entire turkey. But yeah, let's give me those last 3 pieces. I'm so glad none of y'all can help out in this. But yeah, I do like leftovers if there's turkey, making that turkey sandwich the next couple days and stuff like that for sure. Mm-hmm. But
what do you put on the sandwich?
I'm simple, I've put stuff.
Are you a mayo?
I've put stuffing on it before. I'll throw a little mayo.
Oh, never thought about
mayo
that.
on it too as well. If there's any stuffing left over. But yeah, it's typically turkey, cheese, maybe some lettuce and a little bit of mayo.
There you go.
Simple, to the point, easy peasy.
Winning.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, out the door, done with it. So that's would be for that. But that is actually all the questions I have for this Thanksgiving Day round table. I want to thank all of my guests, Brennan, Brandon, Rusty, and JJ, for joining me. It was a lot of fun having you guys back on for the round table, especially Brennan. We haven't had you, and Rusty, we haven't had you guys on, and we're able to connect with the round table. I'm glad you guys can come back on. JJ and Brandon, you guys are kind of almost round table staples at this point in time. You guys are on all.
Hey, great to be back.
Yes, it's always a great time.
Yeah, I'll be here as many times as you need me, Bono.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Everybody.
I'll bring you guys a bunch of these after this.
Oh, get out of here with that Buckeye stuff.
JJ, I got three
Nothing but
jerseys for you, brother.
Oh, no.
All right, but that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. Everybody out there have a very happy and safe Thanksgiving if you are traveling
safe,
and everything like that.
Yeah.
As always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week. The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rock it on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.